Welcome to Rather Stadium for Game 2 of this doubleheader between the Junction City Brigade and the Baldwin City Blues. Junction City took Game 1 by a score of 14-4. They did that in 5 innings. And they take a 1-0 series lead. We're going to announce the starters for Game 2 right now, starting with Baldwin City. Batting first, the shortstop Maverick Rockers. Second, the left fielder Brennan Johnson. Third, the catcher Andrew Rubeck. Batting fourth, the right fielder Colton Howerton. Batting fifth, the third baseman Cade Adams. Sixth, the designated hitter Quinn Grobel. Seventh, the first baseman Tyson Grammer. Eighth, the second baseman Logan Groh. And ninth, the center fielder Marquis Williams. Pitching for Baldwin City is Austin Arocha. Now for Junction City, batting first, the center fielder Ian Luce. Second, the second baseman Eric Nuno. Third, the first baseman Ivani Toledo. Fourth, the designated hitter George Andrews. Fifth, the third baseman Andy Pacheco. Sixth, the left fielder Sammy Padilla. Seventh, the catcher Logan Navis. Eighth, the shortstop Jackson Summers. Ninth, the right fielder Kyrell Taylor. Pitching for the Brigade is Stockton Timbrook. And with that, we're going to take a short break before the first pitch just to finish off, just to put the finishing touches on of stuff we need to do. So in the meantime, well, we'll take our break now. Okay, we are ready to go with the, forgot to switch over to the double, here we are, okay. It is Maverick Rockers up at the plate. The pitcher is Stockton Timbrook. First two pitches by Timbrook to Rockers are both balls. Excuse me, so the lineups for both again. As Maverick Rockers hits this one into center field, and he's on board with a lead-off single. So the
Now batting, number 3, Brennan Johnson.
lineup for Baldwin City in batting order, it is Rockers, Johnson, Brubeck, Howerton, Adams, Grobel, Grammer, Grow, Williams, and Junction City's fielders. Pitching Timbrook, catching Nabis. First through third is Toledo, Nuno, and Pacheco, as Brennan Johnson sees that pitch low for ball one. Jackson Summers at shortstop, and the outfielders left to right, Padilla, Luce, and Taylor, as that pitch to Johnson in there for called strike one, the count even at 1-1. Both as Rockers will go, but the pitch fouled off, so the count 1-2 to Johnson. And obviously because it was a foul ball, Rockers will not advance. So both teams kind of having a little bit different of an approach to their game two lineups. As that pitch to Johnson just outside, the count moves even at 2-2. Baldwin City went with almost a entirely new look lineup. I think the only person that is playing game two that played game one is Austin Arocha, who is in as a pitcher, not a designated hitter. As this ball is hit to third, the throw to second is in time. However, Brennan Johnson will advance to first safely. So one out after that fielder's choice.
Andrew Brubeck.
As Andrew Brubeck steps in. So, and then Junction City using many of the same players. However, a new catcher, you don't want to save Zach Becker's legs as Timbrook looks over at first and Johnson steps off. As Johnson runs, Brubeck fouled into the beer garden. So both pitches where Baldwin City Blues have tried to steal have both actually ended in foul balls. But a little thing about our pitcher, the starting pitcher for Junction City, it is Stockton Timbrook, who we will tell you more about him after the pitch, as that is in there for called strike two. Count now 0-2. Timbrook has 6 innings pitched on the year. It's a 3.5 ERA, 11 strikeouts, 5 walks. A graduate of Abilene High School as he gets another strikeout there. And there is now 2 away.
24, Coleman Howerton.
But just graduated from somewhat nearby Abilene High School. Will be playing his college ball in Concordia at Cloud County Community College next season. Another former Cloud County player is current batter Colton Howerton, who sees the first pitch in there for strike one. As Timbrook throws it over to first to try to catch Johnson, however, cannot get him. And the 0-1 in there. Strike two looking. As Johnson goes and the pitch is fouled off, so that whole runner going and foul ball thing is now 3 for 3. That's not much of a statistical anomaly, but if it continues, it absolutely will be. But the count remains at 0-2. That pitch in there for called strike 3. And that'll do it here in the top of the first inning. No runs off, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the first. Tie ball game. Ian Luce leading off the bottom of the first inning. We have so far a scoreless game in Junction City, which actually that is the first time that we've said that. As first pitch to Luce is outside for ball one. Baldwin City had scored in both first innings they played in between Saturday and game one today, as that pitch by Austin Rocha is outside for ball two. As I'm pressing buttons on the side trying to fill in my scorebook, as we seem to be okay, but the count is 2-0 and make that 3-0. To Ian Luce from Austin Arocha. 3-0 in there for called strike one. So the count now moving to 3-1. The 3-1 outside. And Ian Luce works himself a leadoff walk.
Now batting, number 8, Eric Nuno.
As Junction City has one aboard for Eric Nuno. With nobody out, as Nuno sends this one into center field. Marquis Williams will not be able to get it, or will not be able to catch it. So just the single, so Nuno advance on a single and just the single. Luce moves up to second, so runners on first and second for Junction City, and Giovanni Toledo sees the first pitch to him in there for called strike one. As that pitch to Toledo is outside, so the count moves even at 1-1. And I think I am starting to kind of figure out this umpire's zone. He does like to call a lot on the outside edge. This one is hit straight to Cade Adams at third. He steps on third and makes the throw over to first in time. So an unconventional double play.
Now batting, number 34, George Andrews.
And there are now 2 outs, and that is the third double play by Baldwin City. As George Andrews sees the first pitch to him in there for called strike one. So a little bit of a fun fact as I try to update my scorebook. By the way, that is Nuno advancing to second. That ball outside for a ball. Count even at 1-1 now. So this is the third first inning in a row where Baldwin City has turned a double play. I'm not sure if that's a commonly tracked stat, as that pitch fouled off by Andrews. Count now 1-2, but either way, I don't think that's a commonly tracked stat, but I think that is kind of interesting. Not only that Baldwin City has even done it 3 times, but they've done it 3 times in a row. As Arocha goes home, that pitch low for ball 2. Grabs the rosin. But he is ready to go now. 2-2 with 2 outs. A runner on second. Andrews fouls a low pitch off, and we will stay at 2-2. So yeah, that's all the 2s that we have on the scoreboard. I don't even think either team has a number 2 in the game. But the 2-2 outside, and the count goes full to George Andrews, who is looking to get on to keep his team's inning going. But the payoff pitch rocketed into foul. just foul as that landed maybe a baseball's length away on the right side of the first of the foul line on the first base side. Had that been fair, which it was very close to, and actually kind of curved into being a foul ball, that would have been a double for sure. As he does it again, this ball into right field. Nuno is being sent home. Howerton will throw, but the throw will not be in time. So George Andrews with a 2-out single, and Junction City takes a quick 1-0 lead.
Now batting, number 32, Andy Pacheco.
Andy Pacheco stepping in now. Junction City with a 1-0 lead. This ball is hit up into the air, and it will be Maverick Rockers making the grab. George Andrews looked like definitely at least made some contact with him, so hindered a little bit, but he does make the grab nonetheless. That'll do it here in the bottom of the first inning. 1 run off 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on. Junction City leads 1-0 as we go to the top of the second inning. Do not go anywhere. Cade Adams leading things off for Baldwin City. Here in the top of the second, Junction City with an early 1-0 lead as the first pitch to Adams by Stockton Timbrook is low for ball 1. As that pitch, just about the same result, count now 2-0. Adams will be a sophomore at Baker in the fall. Just finished up his freshman year at, okay, well, can I be heard now? I think I can be heard. Adams fouls this one off, so it's possible that I had my mic muted the entire time, so if that is the case, I do apologize. Forgot to check the levels before going on. It is a 2-2 count to Cade Adams, who swings and misses, actually catches a piece of it, so a foul ball, and he will live to see another pitch, but will be a sophomore at Baker in the fall, a native of Odessa, Missouri. Sees the 2-2 in there for called strike 3. Make that strikeout number 3 for Stockton Timbrook.
Now batting, number 7.
There is 1 strike here in the top of the second. Sorry, 1 out. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping it went through because on the board it said, well, who knows? But Quinn Grobel, the next batter in. Grobel, an incoming freshman to Cowley Community College. Just graduated from Blue Valley North High School in Overland Park. As That pitch outside, check swung on it. Not even an appeal down to first. Okay, there is now. And he did not go, so the count now 2-0. And Grobel hit one of Baldwin City's 2 home runs in Saturday's 15-5 win. As he swings and misses at that one, so the count now 1-2. If he can get a hold of one, they can go far, but I will say, just hitting the ball is half the battle in baseball, and hitting it to where the fielders are not is another half. As that pitch is fouled off, so the count now 2-2. Two, low and in the dirt. Count moves full. The payoff pitch, low for ball 4, and Quinn Grobel works himself a 1-out walk.
Number 21, Tyson Graham.
He's aboard with 1 out, and Tyson Grammer up to the plate. So Grammer actually did play last game, so when I said I think the roster is almost entirely changed other than Arocha, as Grobel, Tim Brook threw back to first to catch Grobel, however, could not get him. But Tyson Grammer and Caleb Welshier are both in the lineup. Actually, just Tyson Grammer. As he is playing, I think he played third base in game 1. He is now playing first base. He swings and misses at that offering, so the count now at 1-1. There are 4 ones on the scoreboard. See if you can find them. Well, now there's only 3 as that pitch is in there for a called strike 2. Once again, like I said before, I think this umpire prefers the outside pitch, and that one was on the outside part of the zone. Grammer hits this one to second. The throw over to second in time. The throw over to first in time. A 4-6-3 double play ends the inning. So no runs off, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. An unconventional 1-2-3 leads us to the bottom of the second. Junction City holding on to their 1-0 lead. With that, we will take a break. Sammy Padilla leads off the bottom of the second inning. Junction City leading 1-0 in this one so far. Padilla sees the first pitch by Austin Rocha in there for called strike 1. So the count 0-1 to him. Now 0-2. That pitch in the zone for a called strike. This ball by Padilla hit foul. And the count will remain at 0-2. If you're just joining us, Junction City took a 1-0 lead via a George Andrews RBI single as this ball pitch just barely misses Padilla, so the count moves to 1-2. So one nothing the score so far as Padilla hits this one into left field, and Brendan Johnson will not be able to catch it. And Sammy Padilla is on with a leadoff single. Start at the bottom of the second for Junction City. And it will be
number 13, Logan Navis.
It will be Logan Navis following him up. Navis catching in this game. Navis is a native of Junction City, so playing in his home ballpark. Just finished up his freshman season at Neosho County Community College as he swings and misses on first offering. So the count now 0-1. Navis currently hitting 143 with 333 on-base percentage. For Junction City, that pitch, a ball. So 1-1 the count. Navis also has contributed 1 RBI to his club thus far. And this ball also hit to left, and the same result, it will be a single. And the line keeps moves. 2 singles, 2 runners on. Nobody out. And Jackson Summers the next batter in as he shows bunt, and that one goes foul. 0-1. Jackson Summers is the 8-hole hitter, so presumably, unless another double play gets turned, presumably Junction City will return to the top of the lineup. Kyrell Taylor rounds things off. He is on deck. It will be Ian Luce as the Padilla ran over to third. The throwdown was not in time. So there are runners at the corners for Junction City with nobody out. By the way, that was a strike, so the count is 0-2 as Summers hits this one into right field, and Howerton, it was so shallow, Howerton couldn't even get on it. So another outfield single by Junction City, and their lead is now 2. Navis moves up to second, so an RBI single by Jackson Summers doubles Junction City's lead as Kyrell Taylor throws a bunt down. Arocha throws over to third. The field umpire says safe. Unfortunately, we did not have the camera on it, but I thought he was out by a pretty wide margin, and Tanner Kilmer is over here to argue this one, and like I said, pretty understandably. He looks out by about a foot and a half or so. It was close, but it not so bad, not so close that it could have gone either way. Either way, the bases are loaded with nobody out. That is a fielder. Kyrell Taylor advances via a fielder's choice. And the bases are loaded to Ian Luce. Moose 0 for 0 with a walk. He sees first pitch of this at-bat in there for called strike one. So the count 0-1. This one hit back to Arocha, who throws home. Brubeck throws to second, to first. Both throws in time. So another double play. And there are now 2 outs.
Number 8, Eric Nuno.
So Nabis retired at home. However, Summers and Taylor did advance up a space. So there are runners on second and third as Eric Nuno swings and misses on first offering. Nuno is 1 for 1 with a single and the opening run of the game. And sees the first pitch. It's 0-2 as that is a balk by Arocha. I think they're saying maybe he did a double pump on his action. Either way, Jackson Summers will score, and Chandler Kilmer is out to argue this one again. I have noticed in his action, Arocha does do a bit of a, not a true double pump, but does kind of do one. However, like I said, not enough to constitute a balk, and they must have thought that he did maybe double pumped a little more that time. I'm not sure. Either way, Jackson Summers scores via the balk, and Kyle Taylor advances to third. So the count is 0-1 with a runner on third, and this ball is hit to Maverick Rockers at short. The throw over to first is in time. And that'll do it here in the top of the, the bottom of the second. Junction City scores 2 runs off 3 hits, no errors, 1 left on. They now lead 3-0 going to the top of the third inning. And with that, we will take a break. Logan Grow leads off the top of the third inning. Baldwin City currently trailing by a score of 3-0. It is Stockton Timbrook out for another inning of work. And Logan Grow, the leadoff hitter for Baldwin City, or leads off this inning. He's not actually the leadoff hitter. He's the 8-hole. Takes the first pitch low and outside for ball 1. And I do believe we have a substitution for Baldwin City as that ball is hit or is high and in for ball 2. I saw Kendall Rivero at first base as that pitch low and out for ball 3. Grow, a graduate of Gardner Edgerton High School, takes that pitch in there for called strike 1. Graduate of Gardner Edgerton High School this spring will be going to Cali Community College next season. He swings and misses, and the count goes, swings and chomps one foul, and the count goes full. But I believe that Rivero will be taking the place of Tyson Grammers. This pitch is hit to Summers at short. The throw over to first is in time. 1 away in the top of the third inning for Marquis Williams. Williams shows bunt, pulls away, a pitch low and in, and as he shows bunt, Andy Pacheco over at third base started the crowd, started to creep a little closer. He foul tips that one into the glove of Nabis for strike one. So the count 1-1. Williams fouls that one off. Hardly even really turned his shoulders, but hit it enough for the ball to hit the bat. So he sees a 1-2 count. And that pitch high and away. The count now 2-2. Marquis Williams from Orange Park, Florida, will be in Allen Red Devil next season as he fouls that one off. And the count remains at 2-2. Williams played a postgraduate year at the Inspiration Academy this last year. That pitch low, an appeal down to first. Possibly hit just a cautionary one. He didn't even do anything but move his shoulders about 15 degrees. But the count is full, and he fouls another one off. So the count will remain full. We'll do the payoff pitch again. Payoff pitch hit into left field. Padilla is under it and makes the catch. Marquis Williams is retired. And there are now 2 outs in the top of the third for Maverick Rockers. Rockers worked himself a leadoff single to start this, making him 1 for 1 on the evening. As he sees first pitch from Timbrook, high for ball 1. Rockers just finished up his sophomore season at Highland Community College. Will be going to the University of St. Mary next year as he hits this to Pacheco at third. The throw over to first is in time. So that's it in the top of the third. No runs, no hits, no errors. None left on a 1-2-3 inning. And with that, we will take a short break before coming back with the bottom of the third inning. Back with the bottom of the third inning. The home Junction City Brigade leads things 3-0. Giovanni Toledo leading off the top of the third, or excuse me, the bottom of the third, as he sees first pitch in there for called strike 1. Toledo is 0 for 1 in this game, hit into a double play in the first inning. That pitch once again in there, so the count is now 0-2. Oh, wow. Updating you all on the College World Series as this ball hits Toledo. And he is on board via a hit by pitch.
Now batting number
that'll bring in George Andrews. Andrews is 1 for 1 with an RBI single. So Florida knocked out NC State in the elimination game for their bracket, and Texas A&M is up 5-0 on Kentucky. This ball is hit into left field. Brennan Johnson giving chase, and it's off the wall. It'll be Toledo to third, and George Andrews with a double. And Junction City has 2 runners on with nobody out. For Andy Pacheco. Pacheco 0 for 1 with a pop out. So, yeah, Texas A&M leading Kentucky 5-0 in the top of the 8th. No lead is safe in baseball, but we'll see how that one ends. In the NBA, I kind of forgot they're playing Game 5 of the NBA Finals tonight, and the Celtics are up 21 at half. Was the first pitch by Pacheco is fouled off for strike 1, so the count is 0-1. I'm not a big fan of watching the association, but I do know a brewing blowout when I see it, and I at least kind of follow it. This ball is hit to Maverick Rockers at short. He throws over to first and is in time. However, will score Toledo. So an RBI for Andy Pacheco. As Junction City leads 4-0 now, 1 out, and George Andrews did stay at second base. And the one time I actually moved the camera over to see a possible play at third, it happens at first, as first pitch to Padilla, called strike 1. One fouled off into the backstop. So the count quickly 0-2. Junction City has scored in each inning so far. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 so far in the third. They do have a runner on second in George Andrews and 2 outs to play with. As this ball is hit into right field, it into the gap, as Marquis Williams is going to throw home. That throw not in time. So George Andrews scores an RBI single for Sammy Padilla. Junction City now leads 5-0. For Logan Nabis. Nabis one for 1 with a single. He sees the first pitch to him, high for ball 1. He did reach third as he takes that pitch inside for ball 2. He did reach all the way to third before being forced out at home via that rare 1-2-3 double play. As Padilla goes, the throw over to second, not in time. No, that's awful. Like I said, I normally don't like to try to do the umpire's job, but he looked pretty far out there, and that's more than a few that's more than a few blown calls by this field umpire tonight, as Logan Nabis works himself a 4-pitch walk, which brings up Jackson Summers with 1 out, and we're going to have a mound visit by pitching coach Tanner Kilmer, and with that, we are going to take a short break. back from the break, and our field umpire has assessed a bench warning to Baldwin City. I honestly can't remember what that means in this league other than it is a warning. It might just be another one. Gets the manager tossed. Kind of like in basketball, how two technicals on anybody fouls them out, but two technicals on a coach gets them ejected from the game. But it is Jackson Summers, the batter, who sees the first pitch in there for called strike one. As Arocha throws back and cannot find Padilla. The count is 0-1 to Jackson Summers. There are runners on first and second with just one out. Summers swings and misses. The count now 0-2. The 0-2 swung on and missed. Two down now in the bottom of the third, and Austin Rocha has himself his first strikeout of the evening. And now Kyrell Taylor, the 9-hole hitter, steps in now. Taylor is 0 for 1, reached via a fielder's choice, as an inside pitch nearly grazes him, but does not. And the count is 1-0. I guess nearly grazes would be nearly hits in general, because nearly grazes. Well, this ball is popped up into the air. Maverick Rockers is under it, and he will make the grab. So that'll end it in the bottom of the third. No runs off two runs off, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on. Junction City has extended their lead to 5. With that, we will take a break and go to the top of the 4th inning after that said break. Brennan Johnson leads off the top of the 4th inning. He takes the first pitch in there for strike 1. And the next pitch outside for ball 1. So they count even at 1-1. Johnson is 0 for 1 on the evening. Reach base via a fielder's choice, and will reach base now. Okay, we're about to start the bottom of the fourth, and I might have had the mic muted, so I would like to. So once again, apologize for that mistake, and I would like to highlight the great defensive play by Andy Pacheco at third. Brennan Johnson, who was on second, decided to steal third. Andrew Brubeck hit it straight to Pacheco at third, who then tagged Johnson through over to first for a double play as Ian Luce leads off the bottom of the fourth. He hits it straight to Arocha on the pitcher's mound, who kind of fell down for a second but was able to get back up and make the throw over to first in time, so one away. And because I don't remember if I don't know if it was muted for this, I need to say it again. Landon Donovan's his hair is preposterous, and I want to show you guys. I mean, it was on TV. This ball by Nuno is hit over the fence. Ian Nuno with a solo home run to center field, and Junction City extends their lead to 6-0. And they do that in the first inning, the bottom of the fourth with one out. And that is Landon Donovan's haircut. Just ridiculous. And sorry you all needed to see that. It's, As first pitch to Giovanni Toledo is high for ball one. Toledo 0 for 1. Grounded into a double play, however, was hit by a pitch and later scored in the bottom of the third. That pitch in there for called strike one. So the count 1-1 with one out. This ball roped into the separate set of bleachers down the left field line. So the count now 1-2 to Giovanni Toledo. This one hit to Maverick Rockers at short. The throw over to first is in time on a bounce. But Giovanni Toledo is retired, and there are now two gone here in the bottom of the fourth inning for George Andrews. Andrews is 2 for 2 with a single and a double and a run, and definitely one RBI. I haven't been marking RBIs on my scorebook, and probably should be, as Andrews fouls the first pitch off for strike one. There's been no action in the bullpen for either team. However, I see Trevor Laughlin walking to the bullpen for Junction City with a set of bands, as the next pitch by Arocha is outside for ball one. So he could be the man in relief. He did come on as that pitch in there for called strike two, so the count now 2-2. He did come in relief in Saturday's game between these teams. However, only pitched, I believe, 1 1/3 innings. And he was credited with the loss in that one. However, the lead when he came in was 2 on that day. As that pitch low and away, and the count moves to 2-2 with 2 outs. But should Laughlin come in, it will be with a significantly larger lead, as the next pitch to Andrews is outside, and the count now full at 3-2. Payoff pitch hit into right field, and that one hits the wall. Andrews going to second, and he will beat the throw there. So a 2-out double for George Andrews, his third hit of the game, He is now 3 for 3
Andy Pacheco.
with with a runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Junction City. It is Andy Pacheco. Stepping in now, Pacheco is 0 for 2 as he fouls that pitch off. He nearly misses the Junction City dugout. However, does a good job of avoiding the contingent of Brigade players that are camped out outside the Junction City dugout as that pitch swung on and missed. The count now 0-2. Being this is a summer league and both rosters have decent sizes, a lot of guys like to hang out not in the dugout but kind of outside, either sitting on lawn chairs or some other kind of chairs. But the 0-2 inside. And the count now 1-2 to Pacheco. The 1-2 hit foul as Junction City Brigade player David Simmons trying to palm that one, and he was unsuccessful and actually went into the set of stands as this one hit into left. Brennan Johnson is under it and he makes the grab. So that'll do it here in the bottom of the 4th. 1 run off, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on. Junction City extends their lead to 6, and with that, we will take a break for the top of the 5th inning. Cade Adams leads off the top of the 5th inning, and Baldwin City, for Baldwin City, Stockton Timbrook out for Junction City again, and Cade Adams hits this one up the middle and into center field. He is on with a lead-off single.
Now batting number 7, Quinn Grobel.
And in steps Quinn Grobel. Grobel 0 for 0 in this game with a walk. Will look to drive home Baldwin City's first runs of the game as this one, wow. That ball foul and the rare ball hit into the stands, or at least the covered grandstand that we had that is here. There are some kind of openings in the net, and he was able to find that as that pitch to him high for ball 1. So the count now 1-1, but yeah, kind of almost a trick shot. Obviously, he did not intend to do that, but very, very rare when it happens, but it did. But the count 1-1 to Grobel. Adams on first base. And the next pitch to Grobel outside for ball 2. So there are there are players in each bullpen. Junction City has 2 players as Timbrick throws over to try and catch Adams. He cannot. I can't see who that is in the Baldwin City bullpen, but based on the fact that it is a left-handed pitcher, that would lead me to believe that it is Brennan Johnson. As that pitch outside, and count now 3-1. So that would lead me to believe that that is Brennan Johnson. He's one of, I believe, 3 left-handed pitchers that Baldwin City has. As Grobel check swings, did he go? Yes, he did. And the count now full to Quinn Grobel. But nobody pitching in the Junction City bullpen. However, there are 2 people down there. The payoff pitch goes high and outside. Quinn Grobel works himself a walk, and there are 2 on with nobody out for Ken Rivero, but not before a mound visit with manager Chandler Bloomer, and we will step aside for just a minute. Mound visit over, and Kendall Rivero in. He shows bunt on first offering. Is not able to get a bat on that. So called, well, strike 1. I'm not sure if it was, I guess, swinging or not. But the count is 0-1 to Rivero, who hits this one to short. The throw will be to first, and it is in time. So Rivero is retired 1 away, but that moves the runners to second and third. For Logan Groh. Groh is 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. He sees the first pitch of the at-bat in there for called strike 1. And he's going to look to bring home the first runner of the game, the first run of the game for Baldwin City, as he hits this one out into left field, and that ball is off the wall as Cade Adams will score. For a second, I thought that was gone, just based on the reactions of the left fielder Padilla. But that was not him watching the ball go over. That was him bracing for the ball bouncing off the wall. Either way, Logan Groh in with a 1-out double. Baldwin City scores their first run of the game in Cade Adams. And Quinn Grobel scores another. As this one is hit to center, it will be loose, making the catch. And Quinn Grobel scores. And Groh moves to third, so Baldwin City cuts the lead just a little bit more.
Number 31, Maverick Rockers.
The count, excuse me, not the count. The score now 6-2 for Maverick Rockers, based on that sac fly by Williams. So 2 outs, runner on third as Maverick Rockers sees the first pitch he faces, low for ball 1. Rockers is 1 for 2 on the night. A lead-off single to start the game, and then a ground out as this one is hit to Summers at short. The throw over to first is in time. So that'll do it here in the top of the 5th inning. 2 runs off 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on. Baldwin City cuts the lead, but Junction City still leads by a score of 6-2. And with that, we will take a break before coming back with the bottom of the 5th inning. Sammy Padilla leads off the bottom of the 5th inning for Junction City. Junction City leading 6-2. Baldwin City getting 2 back in the top of this frame as the first pitch to Padilla is in there for called strike 1. It is Austin Rocha out for another inning of work as that pitch catches the inside part of the zone. The count now 0-2. So no more activity in the Baldwin City bullpen. So yes, I do imagine that was Brennan Johnson, who is back out in left field where he has been playing. As the 1-2, Padilla's saying it hit him, maybe not. I thought he was saying it hit him on his underside, his rear. But it did not. That one hits him on his arm. And he works himself a leadoff hit by pitch. For Logan Nabis is the next batter in. Nabis is 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. Looking to extend Junction City's lead. As this ball hit straight to Cade Adams at third. The throw over to second in time. The throw over to first, not in time. But the lead runner is retired either way. And Logan Nabis is on via a fielder's choice. And there is one away. Jackson Summers, the man in. One for 2 with a single, a run, and a strikeout. He sees the first pitch inside for ball 1. So, unless a double play is turned here, it will be Kyrell Taylor to bat next. This ball chopped foul down the third base line. And the count now 1-1. The 1-1 hit into left field. Brennan Johnson going back on it and makes a running kind of over the, not an over the shoulder catch, but a running backward glove outstretch catch. Great catch by him. As Summers flies out to make it 2 outs. And Kyrell Taylor, the next batter in. He looks to maybe add another run for Junction City as he hits this one foul down the first base side, and that's my car's in the parking lot on the first base side, so I don't think it went far enough. I really hope it didn't. But either way, the count is 0-1. The 0-1 hit past Logan Groh at second as Howerton tried to throw to catch Nabis. That second, however, overthrew him, but on a line straight to third. So crisis averted, but Kyrell Taylor with a 2-out single brings up the top of the order in Ian Luce. Luce 0 for 2, but reached via a walk in the first inning as he sees the first pitch to him outside for called strike 1. Rocha steps off and will collect himself once again. So the pitch clock is in effect here in Junction City. It's not a rule that has been adopted league-wide. As this ball is hit into center field, left center field, it will be Johnson making the grab again. So that'll do it here in the the bottom of the 5th inning. That'll be no runs off, just one hit, no errors, 2 left on. Junction City leads still 6-2 going into the top of the 6th inning. And with that, we will take a break and be back with you all with the top of the 6th inning. Brennan Johnson leads off the top of the 6th inning. His squad down 6-2. As the first pitch by new pitcher Trevor Laughlin is outside for ball 1. Laughlin comes in relief of Stockton Timbrook, who Johnson hits this one straight to the glove of Giovanni Toledo. And great glove work by Toledo there, because that was about an inch away from being maybe not an inch, a few inches away from being a single. However, instead, it's just a simple flip over to first, and there is one away for Andrew Brubeck, who, did he swing? No, he did not, so that's ball 1. So, time has been called. As, I'm not sure. Okay, so Laughlin pitched in Saturday's game. As I said before, was credited with the loss in that one. Brubeck swings and misses the count now 1-1. Laughlin, a Junction City native, currently attending Southwest Oregon Community College, who sends this pitch low for ball 2. The 2-2 hit, or the 2-1 hit foul. Count now 2-2. Two inside, and the count goes full. By the way, there is 3 outs, or not 3 outs. There's 1 out. I just forgot to switch over the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. And it's Trevor Laughlin with his first strikeout of the evening. Colton Howerton. The next batter in, Howerton 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Probably needs to get something going if Baldwin City wants to get back in this one. The first pitch he sees is outside for ball 1. Obviously 2 outs, but teams can score from 2 outs. That one catches the outside part of the zone for 1-1. The 1-1 outside, 2-1. 2-1 hit to Nuno at second. The throw to first is in time, so that'll do it Here in the top of the 6th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. A 1-2-3. Junction City preserves their lead going into the bottom of the 6th inning. And with that, we will take a short break and be back in just a minute. Eric Nuno leads off the bottom of the 6th inning. It is a new pitcher for Baldwin City. It is Brennan Johnson pitching now. He comes in relief for Austin Rocha. First pitch to him, or the first pitch to Nuno is a ball, and I believe that is Quinn Grobel out in left field. I am unsure, though. Unfortunately, here they only signal in point. Actually, that is standard for most of the league, so unfortunately kind of hard to see, but it looks to be Quinn Grobel. That pitch is fouled off. Count now 2-1. So this could be the last time that Junction City bats for the evening. Their lead is currently 4 as that pitch is low and away for ball 3. Their lead is currently 4 as this ball hit to Maverick Rockers. The throw over to first is not in time, but a 1-out single by Eric Nuno off a great defensive effort by Maverick Rockers, but it is a leadoff single nonetheless. Actually, never mind. Okay, I can spin this. By the way, this is not Giovanni Toledo. This is Keegan McDonald. Who is coming in to replace Giovanni Toledo. So McDonald pitched in relief of game 1 of this doubleheader. However, he is a two-way player. And I remember his time in Baldwin City. He is a great two-way player. He sees the first pitch low for ball 1. And he fouls that one off into the backstop. The count now 1-1. Unless did they call a balk? I look down to edit to update my scorebook, and I see that Nuno is on second base. So if that is true, then the count would be 1-0. Okay, yes. So they did call him. They did call him for a balk. So the count is actually 2-0. Now 2-1. That ball foul tipped into the glove of Andrew Brubeck, but it's just a strike. Fun fact: the reason it's just a strike, it actually used to be an out, as this ball is hit into left center field. As Nuno will score, McDonald over to second, and Junction City extends their lead. They now lead 7-2 off a Keegan McDonald double.
Now batting number 34, George Andrews.
And George Andrews stepping in now. Andrews 3 for 3 with a single and 2 doubles and a run on top of that. He has hit tremendously well this game. He is a very, very good hitter. As he takes first pitch in there for called strike one. Andrews, a native of Overland Park, just finished up his junior college career at Coffeyville Community College as that pitch hits him. And the future Colorado State Pueblo Thunderwolf, that's what I was trying to get to, takes first base the hard way.
Andy Pacheco.
Maybe not the hard way, but definitely the painful way, as Andy Pacheco, the next batter in. First pitch to Pacheco, fouled off. Count 0-1. So the reason that a foul ball or a foul tip is not an out if caught is because back in the day, catchers used to click their tongues to simulate a foul tip on a just missed ball, and as that one is fouled down the third base line, the count now 0-2, but it would trick umpires into thinking that a swing and a miss was actually a foul ball, and it would be an automatic out. And so they decided that that was too powerful, so they decided to do away with it as this ball is hit into right field, and it will drop. And the bases are loaded now after an outfield single by Andy Pacheco. And the bases are loaded with nobody out. And the next batter is a new one. We'll tell you who this is, I believe, actually. Okay, it is a new batter. It is Hayden Oviatt, who is not recorded an at-bat for Junction City this season, however, has a pitching performance for them. Oviatt, a native of nearby Wamego, was committed to play football for Army, was undisputed one of the best quarterbacks in the class of 2023 in Kansas, behind possibly maybe just Avery Johnson. But Oviatt, a very, very good athlete as he takes that pitch in there for strike one. I believe a three-time All-State baseball player as well as a state champion wrestler. He swings and misses, so the count now 1-2 to him. The 1-2 outside, and the count moves even at 2-2. I wrote that in the wrong spot. This ball hit to Logan Grow at second. He makes the flip over to the ball. Okay, so the throw over to second was in time. Or the flip over to second was in time, and So, and McDonald scored originally, and then Andrews realized that he could get a free base as well. So he scored as Johnson. Ooh, almost a pseudo hidden ball trick. Not a real hidden ball trick, not even close, but same idea. The score is now 9-2, but Johnson threw over to try and catch Oviatt at home, or excuse me, at first, and it was kind of fumbled with Rivero. He was easily able to get to it, but Oviatt thought about going to second, and had he done that, he probably would have been out, as Logan Nabis, the first pitch to him is a ball, as is the second. So the count now 2-0. That pitch swung on and missed, so the count now 2-1. So should the result of this game hold, Baldwin City will fall to 2-5 in league play. Junction City will move to 4-4, I believe. Yes, they would be, as that pitch was swung on and missed. The count now 2-2. Baldwin City currently in fourth after the result of last game. Junction City in third. As this ball is hit into center field, too shallow for Marquis Williams to make a play on it. So Logan Davis works himself a single. Oviatt moves up, and there is one out. Sorry, excuse me, I forgot to mark that. There is one out for Jackson Summers, who sees the first pitch to him in there for strike one. These two teams will meet tomorrow in Baldwin City for the series finale. Obviously, Junction City will clinch it with a win in this game. An unconventional three-game series to start the week. However, a rain out last Thursday necessitated a doubleheader for later in the season. Or necessitated a doubleheader for later on, as Oviatt goes. Both runners go. Brubeck did not even throw down to either base. The count is now 1-2. To Summers. Actually, that might be 2-2. Either way, that is low for a ball. So, yes, 2-2 is the count. Runners on second and third. Just the one out for Baldwin City, and that pitch in the dirt, so the count goes full. But these two teams will meet again tomorrow. And I will be on the call for that again, as that pitch is fouled off. So we will do the payoff pitch again. Is it really the payoff pitch if it gets fouled? I feel like that gets called always before the pitch. Something to think about. But the payoff pitch, low for ball 4. Jackson Summers works himself a one-out walk, and the bases are loaded. We're going to have a mound visit by manager Tanner Kilmer. And with that, we will step aside for a short break. So our new pitcher, the new pitcher for Baldwin City is Colton Howerton. He's done with his warm-up pitches. He replaces Brennan Johnson. Howerton was playing in right field. Howerton was playing right field. Johnson will play right field to replace him. As first pitch to Kyrell Taylor from Howerton is in there for a called strike. So all of these runners are Howerton. All of these runners, are Johnson's. That pitch on outside for ball one. As that pitch foul tipped into the glove of Andrew Brubeck. So that is called strike two. 1-2 the count. 1-2 in there for called strike three. That's was interesting call. It was inside enough that Taylor had to bend his twist his shoulders to jump out of the way, but it was called strike three, and that is the first strikeout of the night for Colton Howerton. There are now 2 outs as Ian Luce hits this one into foul territory, and that is where it will stay. Adams, Grobel, and Rockers all tried to converge on that ball. None of them could get it, but as it was a foul ball, crisis averted at least temporarily, and the count is 0-2. Luce is the 9th batter of the bottom of the 6th inning for Junction City. They have scored 3 already as that pitch is outside for ball one. The throw to Holm to get Oviatt is not in time, so he will score. Everybody will move up a space, and Junction City scores their 10th run of the evening. They now lead 10-2. As for the count, it's 1-2. This ball hit a rocket line drive. Gets into center, and Marquis Williams struggles with it. However, that will score 2, and that should end it.
The Junction City Brigade.
And it does.
Finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors at Jim Clark Chevrolet.
A 2-run single triggers the run rule.
Central National Bank, money for life. UPU
And that'll do it here. Junction City,
Eagle Communications.
after Baldwin City run rules Junction City on Saturday, Junction City returns the favor and even doubles it with 2 run rules of their own. Baldwin City falls to 2-5. Junction City now 4-4. These 2 teams will meet again tomorrow night for the series finale in Baldwin City. I will be on the call for that, as will, I believe, Brett Gamber. He should be. But either way, I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Have a good